I always come on so worried looking. Hi. Hello and welcome to my page. I am Tammy Neff and you are on my page called Tammy Loves Vintage. And today when I finished my tassel video earlier today, I kind of left the mess out. I have my little grandbaby was here and you know, we did lunch, then we played and all that. And while she took her nap, I kind of organized my lace a little bit. And as I was looking at it, I'd had a couple people ask me about my lace and how I store it and, you know, how I keep it organized and so forth. So I thought this would be the perfect opportunity to show you guys while I kind of have it strung all around and just show you what I do. So my main way of storing most of my lace is right here. Okay, I have, this is gas pipes from Lowe's. Okay, so it's an elbow, a little elbow, and then I screwed a cap onto the front of the elbow, and then there's a T. This is called a T. And you screw a pipe, this pipe into the T and put a cap on it. And then you screw this pipe into the T and put a cap on it. Okay, so you need 3 caps, an elbow and a T. Let me see, in case you're curious. In case you're curious here. Can I keep this up? I've got it kind of tightened down. I'm just going to measure this. So, and then 10 inches. I have 2. So these 2 bars are 10 inches. And then my middle pipe is, let's see, from the bottom of the T is 23, it looks like 23 inches. Okay, 23 inches. And then I have a piece of wood, just a piece of wood. I had a smaller one and it wasn't big enough, so we just added a bigger one to it. And of course I Mod Podge book pages to it. And then we put a round plate like this to screw this 23 inch. So it's probably 24, I suppose, when you count the threads. So this might be 11 or 12. But anyway, so you need 1 plate, the 23, 24 inch pipe, a T, an elbow, 2, I'm going to say 12 inch bars, and then 2 caps, or 3 caps, 1 for here and then 1 for each end. And that is how I hold my ribbon. And yes, some of it's a little bit longer and I just puddle it, you know, here, and then I just keep it up on my shelf. So that is my main storage. So then I've got just a little bit of colored, I found some vintage colored sari silk, and then my beigey sari silk, and then my, I don't have very many. I told you I was running low on my muslin shreds. And then all of this is lace, okay? All of that's lace. Okay, now there is some kinds of lace. I'm going to put this away and get it out of my way. There is some kinds of lace that I keep separate. Okay, so the first kind is this sort of trim that just makes nice borders and edges. Okay, so basically it's all this kind of stuff that's really tightly woven. And like here's a gold one that's very pretty. It was $12.99 for that little strip. But I've got all of the colors and everything there. And then some of this works nice for borders as well. So I just stuck it in here. This piece is kind of generic. That's kind of a cool one. Anyway, so this is what I would call my border. Here's a teeny tiny one. So this, and I just have these big hooks, which I got these when we were decorating weddings and we would do draping on the ceilings. These worked great for draping all of the chiffon and stuff. So you'd have to come up with some sort of a hook system. Okay, and then, let's see, oh, I hung them over here just to be easy. So then I have one of my hooks and it's filled with nothing but tatting. So this is all of the tatting that I have. compared to some, it's a lot. Compared to some, it's nothing. So it just depends on who you're comparing me to. This is not tatting. Why is that in there? That's not tatting. Whoops. Okay. But the rest of it is for sure. So this is what tatting looks like, and it's all handmade and very cool. So I keep it on a hook. So I have tatting for one thing. And then this table that I work on it's like a handmade table. One of the guys that painted with me years ago made it for me. And so in the ends, I just screwed screws, and that's what I hang my hooks on. So when I reach around, when we're doing videos, I'm reaching around for my hooks. Okay, and then the next hook I've got here is my colored lace. I don't do a whole lot with color. So this is all of the colored lace that I have. Not very much, and yeah, not very much at all. So you can see. So when I pull out something in color, you know I'm very limited what I have. And then this one is all of my like jewels and like beaded lace. This is beaded lace. This is beaded lace. It's old and new. I just did all beaded lace and necklaces and things like that. So this is an old rosary chain. This is just a it's beaded. It's a beaded lace. There's another rosary in there. And then these are just some chains in case, you know, in case I need something like that. Here's a beaded fringe. But yeah, and then there, like, this is a rhinestone. So yeah, it's just kind of a mix of everything, but here's a rusty chain. So anything like that is on this one, okay? So there you go. And then what else do I have? Okay. Oh, I've got this one. This is a good one. So anything ruffly, oh, I can't get it unhooked. There we go. Anything ruffly goes on this hook. So this is all ruffles, obviously. But when I'm reaching for something that's ruffly, this is where I go. So when I'm sorting through lace that I've purchased, you know, I kind of try to decide, is it tatting? Is it ruffled? Is it a trim? Is it just basic lace, which, you know, I just showed you the very first one. So there is all of that. And then the jewels, if it's a rhinestone necklace, of course it goes in the rhinestone box that you saw earlier. And then I've had this little drawer for snippets. And so snippets are just little teeny tiny pieces that I cut up for my snippet rolls, which I'm going to make some. I'm either going to make them tonight or tomorrow. That's a little bit big, but yet when you're doing a project, it's almost not big enough. But like, I mean, when I'm telling you, I keep like pieces like this. I keep it all, because when you're doing a snippet roll, all of those little pieces are awesome. Like even this little ball that's covered in material. So I think because after I finished the video I did with you guys on my lace, I had all of these laces, which are a little bit longer, but when I'm doing the snippet rolls, you need some, it doesn't burn up much, but I needed some variety. So I'm going to call all of this snippet for now. I'm going to make my rolls, and then I will look and see what I've got left. And I think I used to keep, you know, pieces that were like this long in this jar, but they're kind of too short to do anything with. So I'm going to turn this from old lace into my snippet jar, get them out of the drawer because I can use the drawer for other things. So I think that's what I'm going to do, because I never dig into my snippet drawer for anything really. I don't think, I mean, I might reach for a little bow or something that I made and didn't use because I knew I just put it in there the day before, something like that, but I rarely get into this. So I think having that jar for snippets might be nice. And then this was one last little thing that I had, and it's just little, but when I get dark lace, or if I don't have any, I tea stain it myself. And so this is just a little, I put it on a clip and I just clip it to, where's my hook? I can just clip it to one of my hooks like that. so you can tell the difference easily. So there you go. I think, let's see, you want to go deeper? I'm not reading your comments because I should be. Where's my, because I did my glasses on. Hi, everybody. Hi, Dee Dee. Oh, gosh, they're dirty. Every time I reach for them, they're dirty. Hi, Daryl. Hey, Pamela. Hi, 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 hi. Let's see. Anybody got any questions? Kathy, I thought about sharing it with you. So mmany people are doing them now. I was trying to be faithful to Michelle. Michelle at the Vintage Daisy has done them in the past. Hi, Nelda. Well, I have snippet roll right here, part of a one, because I'm getting ready to do a bag. But this is a snippet roll. So I start with a strip of like a kind of a heavier material. I keep like hem lines. If I'm taking something apart, I'll keep the hem part because it's a little bit thicker, and or a heavier muslin. Canvas works well. And then you just sew all of just little bits and pieces on. And I've used snippet rolls. I've made several, only one time have I done them, and I made several that day. Took quite a while. And then I dressed them by adding some buttons and things, but I found that they got really thick. So as you're rolling them and storing them, you know, it took up a lot of room. And it seemed like every time I was going to use it, where I'd need to cut it would have a button or a key or something that would be in my way. So I have since learned to just make my snippet rolls like this one, just plain. Okay. And then once I get it on my piece, I can add all my stuff. So anyway, but you just sew it. You can glue them. You don't have to sew them, but I've been sewing with my machine, and it's just rough. I do one, see that? I roughly just push it across my machine, and as I go, I just lay another piece, another piece, another piece, go, piece, 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 go, piece, piece, go, you know, and that's how I do it. So I don't know if it's right or wrong. But anyway, oh, thanks, Mona. Yeah, it was a great ribbon holder. I'm looking back through your comments. Hi, everybody. Hi, Kim. Okay, so thank you. So then the next thing I guess I could show you, I have a drawer of just seam binding. So this is when I reach over and grab my seam binding, this is what I'm getting. I'm digging in here. Some of it has been dyed. Some of it I bought in color. All of this is crinkled and ready to go. I have another drawer over there with rolls that are not done yet. They're just waiting for me to thin out before I get more. And then I found some like really old antique, like really, really old in great color. Well, these two I bought two of the same. But anyway, I bought some of these. They were French. So they're very cool. I love the labels too, but I thought they were beautiful colors, and Julie and I stumbled across those when we were shopping, so we both snagged some. Oh, and then I always like to add this, and I always forget about it, so I keep some different colors. Let's see, I've got a bag of paper measures. Sometimes they're just interesting to add in. These ones are on the website, the white and black, the white, like this color. I have these for you guys because I like the bigger, thicker black. But yeah, there's all kinds. So that's all in my, and then into, I'm not going to lie, I've got all of my crepe paper too when we were doing our mushrooms. So I've got all of our stained crepe paper ready to go. Okay, so that's in that drawer. And then I have a drawer of doll clothes. So this is all like little doll dresses and things, all to be cut up. You know, they're all not great shape. There's a little hat, which the hats make great skirts. Another hat. This little dress, I thought the skirt part was super cute. And this is great for the bodice of those little Would You Bend dresses. So anyway, and then all of my doll heads and dolls are down in the bottom of this, but this is all doll clothes. So I keep that in a separate drawer, and I have a label maker. So everything is labeled. So when I'm sitting over here, it's like, you know, if I don't know where it is for sure, because you know, you don't use everything in these drawers every day. I'll turn you around here and show you. So when I go off camera, I'm reaching over here for my, you know, my keys, my clock faces, all my little things like that. And then these are my drawers, right? So see, when I go off camera, there's my lace up there. I need to fix it a little bit. And then I just recently had a bright idea for, I never buy these because again, they're colored, but I have a bright idea for these. So I bought a few. So they're up here and out so I don't forget to do it in the group. But yeah, and then you're going to see my lights and stuff. I rarely show this mess, you guys. And then it keeps on going. So that's like holiday stuff. And then it keeps going to all of my paint stuff over here. And then in the corner is all my boxes for shipping. My shipping department is back there. And then my desk is right here. So anyway, that's a quick, and then back to the pretty part, right? Back to what you guys get to see. So that's it. Just a glimpse of my chaos. What else do I have? Okay. This drawer, I'm not showing off, you guys. Don't take it that way, honestly, because I'll feel terrible. I really am just giving you guys ideas of how to sort, because once you start getting, even if you get, you know, Hobby Lobby and oh, I have my, can you guys hear me? You must be able to hear me. I forgot I had my earphone. Millie was watching Miss Rachel, so I was listening to some live videos, and gosh, I hope, oh, what brand? Oh, I don't remember. I can go get, it's in the other room by my printer, so I can go tell you. But I set it on the biggest one I can, and I got the white labels with the black writing, and you can get clear also, but the white show up better on these clear drawers. Okay, so this drawer, I just call it Fancy Lace, and it's all like my really pretty stuff that, you know, like ruffly things and unique things, like, you know, all kinds of fancy stuff, fancier. So I don't just want to just whack on it. You know, it's all good, unique, different, pretty. So yeah. So anyway, I have a drawer of what I call Fancy Lace. And this is like, in this bag is really thin stuff for my bottles. Because I like to use really thin, like this would be great for bottles. I'm just going to put that in there right now. And then this is well, that's just the pretty piece that I found today with the little polka dots in it. I thought it was so pretty. So I'm going to put that in with my, you can't tell. Yeah, there you can tell where my finger is. Pretty. And then this is where I've sewn it. I sat and sewed one day. And so that I can just pull it. So when I'm doing a live, I don't have to sit and sew. I can just pull it and make a ruffle out of a flat, like it was that. And now I can just do this. So these are all sewn, like there's 5. That's a lot for me, for a non-sewer, you know, because that's all hand sewing, not my thing. Okay, and then I have my doily drawer. So this is all doilies. These are $15 at Hobby Lobby. They're, at Walmart. And they're 3 drawers high, and I stack 2 on top of each other. And they hold a lot. It's not a beautiful way of doing it. You know, I know you can get much nicer ones. Julie got some at the Container Store, and you literally touch the drawer and it goes in by itself. Like you can get very nice, but I'm fine with this. I'm cheap. I'm fine with this. I mean, the nice is very nice, but I'm fine. So, so this is all of my doilies. So anything that's doily-ish is stacked in here. Yeah, you can, it's just doilies. Let me see. So it's just piles of doilies, and they're all like they're all laying on top of each other. So I can just take out the stack and fork through it and see what I want and what sizes. And then I keep my teeny tiny ones up front. So like here's my teeny tiny doilies, and what is this? Oh, cut up pieces that I've cut up. So I'd rather start with those. And then here's some more little ones. I keep my little ones up front. Yeah, so no reason to cut up a big doily when I just need a little piece of it. And then these, Michelle has a group, what's it called? Daisy Society, and they were doing hand stitching, and I had this little, someone had taken like a feed sack, a very thin feed sack. It is Colonial Salt, and she hemmed it, and then she put her initial B right there. So I took black and cream and did some hand stitching. She had kind of it wasn't really a challenge. It was just more like, let's all do it and show. And then in my group, one of the things that we did, instead of a snippet roll, I made fabric with, I used a piece of muslin, and then I sewed just like a messy quilter would, right? That's all sewing. And I just sewed all of these pieces, and there's a plastic product that you use to help hold it all together until you're done. And all the details are in the group. Can't give it away because we just did it not too long ago. But so I made my own fabric out of this, out of all of my snippets. And then I had the bright idea of eliminating the muslin. I don't know, one of the girls might have said it now. I'm taking credit, and maybe it wasn't me. I don't know. Anyway, so then I made a piece without the muslin behind it and sewed it all together using that stuff to help me hold it all together. And so I made my own fabric for real without the background. So that was cool. I did that in the group. And I can show you, like you're thinking, what do you do with it? I just was just looking at this book the other day. Oh, let me get my drawer back in there. I was just looking at this book the other day, and this is one of those pieces where I made it myself and I covered a book. So see how you can see the pages in through the holes where it was missing? You can see the pages inside. And then I did this side too. And so it's just a book. And then I did a little bookmark with a paper snippet. We do all kinds of snippets. You can do, like I had a whole month of nothing but snippets, itty bitties, fabric snippets, paper snippets, and then I made this fabric, we did a whole month of this kind of stuff, and it was super, super unique. So I think, again, I'm going to tell you about my group. No, I'll spare you. You don't need to hear. And then I have, underneath the doilies, I have a drawer full of fur. It's literally fur hats where I show you guys how we pull the pieces off to use for our winter. So we've got some of these little balls. There's a headband. This is wool from sheep. This is wool from sheep because this makes great Santa beards. But there's all kinds of fur in here from past projects and for future projects. What else do I have that's fabric-ish? Oh, I have my velvet drawer. It's nice. And then earlier today, if you caught my video from today, I have my velvet out because the girls in the group are wanting me to make them little kits because I have so many colors of velvets. So I need to do that. I'm going to leave this drawer out actually. So I got a velvet drawer and my velvet, pieces of quilts. We've done a lot with those. Let me see what else. I have yarns, a box of yarns, and I have cheesecloth raffia, burlap, mesh, and jute in one. And then over here, I have a lot of cotton spun where we dye all of our cotton batting. We dye our cotton batting for Santas and other projects. And then I have so the bigger drawers, let me show you those. Let me see if I can get you around here. Hang on. Right here. These are all, here's our, I left myself a note, all washed and dried. When you wash and dry your cotton batting, it gets a little pilly and it gets softer, and we like it a lot. This is all my little pieces. So this is all cotton batting that we have washed and stained. And then, let me see. So these drawers are a little bit wider. And then this is old papers and newer papers and wood, but this is just muslin and canvas. Some is stained and some isn't. So that's all that. That's all that. There you go. So, and then I have my my velvet that I laid out earlier, because I've got to get these kits together. get them at least ready for winter. At least start working on them and thinking about them. So anyway, there you go. Woo! So I figured while I kind of had most of the lace laying around here, I would show you guys. It's hard to explain when people ask me, how do you store your lace and how do you, you just go through it all. And yes, when I first started, that's what we did. All of my lace went in this jar right here. And when we had a project, Julie and I, we would just pull it out and just dig around the table, and then we'd stuff it back in the jar when we were done. My flowers, well, they're in the drawer. So this is my, this is my paper and my millinery flower drawer. So these are all my velvet leaves and all my flowers. All the flowers are in there if they're paper or millinery. And then my silks, I'm really low, but this is my silk drawer of silk flowers. And then I have greenery and leaves to work with. So whenever you get a flower arrangement that you don't want anymore, you see a pretty one that might be a little bit tired, or a wreath that you still like the stuff on it, you can do that. I've got this drawer. This is a nice drawer. You might want to see, I don't know, where I've got a few hats, and this is all like velvet, for our velvet and our plaster work. I've got some in here for our plaster work, which is another thing that we do in the group with appliques. And I did plaster a snippet roll. It was pretty cool. And then there's our paper leaves that we made in the group with the netting. And here is our velvet leaves that we made in the group. We do really different things in there, I'm telling you. You guys have seen me use this here lately. Oh, look at this. I didn't know this was down in here. Yellow hat. I have a yellow project coming up. I need to pull that out. I don't have a ton of yellow. Obviously, you can see everything is just neutral. And then I have, in this bicycle basket, I have a couple of hats. Oh, I'm down to one. I've used them all. I have one hat left that just wouldn't fit in the thing. Oh, no, here's another one down inside. I've got two. There you go. So I got this bicycle basket, and yeah, Randy won't put it on my bike. He says I need a new bike. So I just put it in here and use it for storage until someday it'll go. Someday I'll get it on my bicycle. Oh, I live in the country. I live on a hill. I would never ride my bike here where I live. So we just take it when we go to vacation. We'll take it with us, or there's a couple of bike trails around here we can go on. But I have one of those really heavy, looks like a beach cruiser kind of bikes, and he wants me to get lighter weight because I'm always bringing up the rear. I'm working harder than everybody else. My kids and my husband, everybody's bike is like super lightweight, and then there's mine. It takes two people to lift it up on the rack. So anyway, yeah. Okay, well, so yeah, you guys are seeing my kind of flaws. Doesn't have to waste time digging around. Yeah, no, everything is really organized. We're gonna keep your figures for assemblages. My figures? What kind of figures? My figures for assemblages. I don't know what you mean by that. I have a box of old frames, or a drawer. I have a drawer of pipe cleaners, and then over there I have my Valentine, Easter, spring, Christmas Santas, Christmas bulbs, 2 drawers of Christmas trees, like stuff like that. I don't really have, oh, I bet I know what you're talking about. So, oh gosh, okay, I'm just going to take you off of here. If you guys really want stuff, cabochon, clock faces, old keys, colorful pins, that kind of stuff. Is that what you're talking about? Yeah. And then one of my daughter's shoes, and this, I was always going to make a pin cushion, but I had so much advice on it. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm scared. I'm not doing it. I've got some trims hanging here and some aprons, that I never use. Really cute. My friend Tara from Sweetwater Trading sent me this one, and I bedazzled it. I don't know if you can tell. And then Totally Dazzled sent me this one, and I bedazzled it. That was fun. My buttons are here, and this is all like lamp parts and stuff. My glue, the Rub and Buff, and then just dumb things. Old books, more old books. My flower presses down here. I had a customer that wants my surgeon's box. I'm just waiting. She asked me to hold it for my flower press. Here's when I reach for my, see, I don't have this fixed yet. When I reach for my spray things, I'm reaching right here. Like, right, this is where I stand. There's your mount right there. And I reach right here for that stuff. So, little people and snowmen. I don't really have any little people. My dolls, maybe? Is that what you mean? They're in with my doll clothes? I don't know. And I don't have any snowmen. Maybe you're thinking of somebody else. Like, here's my dolls I take apart for their heads. Here's doll heads. Because we do a lot of projects with that kind of stuff. Here's a bigger one. Is that what you mean? Here's one. I've got teeny tiny one. Is that what you mean? Yeah, I make my own Santas, and we do, like, I have a drawer with clay faces and Santas and stuff. So we make our own stuff like that. So I have a box of stamps. I have a box for stained glass and soldering. I have a drawer for punches. Yeah, I have a drawer with driftwood. Santas when you're doing tins. Yeah, they're right there. I can show you if you want to see my Santas. Oh gosh. So these are all Santas and bells. Let me see what this says. Santa, molds and faces, Santas, bells, and reindeer. Yeah, so like this, we made this out of clay with a mold. And then I have all of these are all old Santas. There's a whole bunch. They're all old. And then here's our faces. We make Santa faces out of molds. And then this is bells. I have like a whole thing full of vintage bells. And then I have a whole thing full of vintage reindeer. Let's see here. And here's another Santa that I haven't painted up yet. Is that what you were looking for? Santa's when you're doing this. Huh? Santa's when you're doing this. I don't know. I'm not sure. I mean, I've pretty much shown you everything. I've got all my Christmas trees and vintage. I've got a drawer of new trees and a drawer of vintage trees. I have miscellaneous Christmas. Maybe that's the drawer you needed to see. Anyway, and then I've got a lot of cotton spun heads, lots of cotton spun heads and things from 32 Degrees North, that Etsy store I told you about when we're doing our cotton spun stuff. Tell how you store your finished items, like what you use to decorate your house. How you store your finished items. I put them out. Everything's out. Yeah, I think people find it interesting to see how other people store their stuff, and it does give you ideas. So, you know, it is kind of embarrassing so much, but you know, I've been doing this like for years and years and years and years and years and years. And we had, I had my store location, and we did a lot of crafting, my friends and I, in the back. So I had, you know, everything we needed there. And then we had another location and we did classes. And so I had like everything for 21 people. So, you know, we had seats. I think there was 21 we had seats for. And then, you know, so you had to have all of the stuff, you know, 21 pair of scissors and 21 glue guns. Like we had all the stuff. So a lot of this stuff is just from there, like all of the paintbrushes from all of the locations. Then I had like a little store beside of my classroom for just backup for my main store. So it was kind of decorated up too. There was a lot. So, and it all ended up here in this room. So since the stores are closed, everything is here now. So that's why this room is full. And yeah, but it seems to work. I like it. It's on the, the main part of my house is over here. You walk in from the garage and you walk into the kitchen, the eat-in kitchen in the living room. And then my like a formal, it's not really formal, but your dining room. And then this was like supposed to be your formal living room. Well, it's obviously far from that. So this is our living room, our formal living room. But it started out as my office, and then if you guys have watched me all of these years, I used to craft in my dining room, and I had some of this stuff upstairs and I had some in the basement, and I'd have to run and get stuff. It was exhausting and I hated it. I couldn't feel creative. So then I put it all in my dining room. All of this stuff was in my dining room, and I hated it because you could see it from the kitchen, and it just drove me crazy because it just didn't look great. So moving it into this room is more like you've got to be a guest that comes in clear in to be able to see it. So it's worked so well for me. You just moved after living in the same house for 52 years. My basement is full. Now to get it organized. Oh, Kathy. I know. Actually, our little house has a really nice back room that was for canning. So there's millions of shelves back, not millions, but there's it's a whole wall of shelves. And so it takes up everything, like this cabinet. Oh, you want to see more? But wait, there's more. Like in here is stuff too. Like in here is like all of my paints and stuff. So when I run over here and I grab my spray adhesive, or I grab my vanilla frosting or my cheesecake or metallics or whatever, it's all over here. So yeah, and then this is like, oh gosh, this is my old papers. So when I come to grab old papers, I have most of them over there in books, but these are the ones I grab the most. More glue and surfaces. And then down here is my spindles and my fabrics, plastic bags, nuts and bolts, just all the stuff. So yeah, everything in its place. That's how it's got to be here. Everything in its place. Because it makes me feel better. A mother-in-law used to use tension rods with vintage curtains. Oh yeah, that would totally block it. That would be nice. And how fun. I always wanted to do a shower curtain with like lace and all, kind of actually like those pieces I showed. Oh, they were in with my doilies. But yeah, I've always thought that would be fun. Anyway, so there you go. That's way more than I had intended. I was just going to show you the lace, but you got to see it all. Yay. So thanks for joining me. Thanks for jumping in here. And yeah, I've got my next paper plate project ready to go. I just got a text from Summer. It popped up. So I'm going to be watching Millie tomorrow. So I don't know. I should do it tonight. Don't really have anything going on. I should have had a sale tonight in my group, but I didn't think about it until about an hour ago, and I just don't have time to pull it all together, but I should have done that. Sorry, girls. Maybe next week. Maybe we'll do it next week. We can't do it Tuesday because that's craft night, unless I do it Tuesday day. Depends on when I have Millie. Anyway, I'm thinking. My brain's multitasking. I need to say goodbye and then think. So I'm glad my earphone didn't mess you guys up. I didn't even think about having that in my ear. So I'm glad you all could hear me. And yeah, I might be back on and do this bag. I don't know. I thought it might be fun. Yes, come back, Kim. Come back. Yeah, you just get lots of different, and you go through the guides. I have everything by the month, so you'll want to be checking out probably fall and then into Christmas so that you can be ahead of your projects. But everything's, sorted in there too. So, anyway, yeah, you've missed, quite a few. So even if you're just in for a month and really take it in and then jump back out, you can do that, just to stay caught up. Whatever, we'd love to have y'all. So I'll see y'all later, and thanks for watching and joining me. And I hope I sparked some storage ideas for all of you. And if you have any questions, feel free to message me. See you later. You're welcome. Bye-bye.